makes me feel nostalgic as hell. Anyway, hello everybody, and welcome to Emily is Away. Now, there are 3 games in this series, and I only have this one right here, which is Emily is Away 2, because this one was free. I want to get this one, but I don't have the money. But I wanted to play this because, for one thing, I don't really have anything else to play at the moment. And for another thing, it's just a really good game. Now, if I remember correctly, this one isn't very long, but because I've been told that people won't watch my videos at this point if they're like over 45 minutes or so long, I'm only going to be playing this chapter by chapter. So this is going to be in 5 parts. And I'm going to do the same thing with Emily is Away 2. And then once I eventually buy it, I'm going to do the same thing with Emily is Away 3. If it's actually broken in the chapters, because I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it. Surprisingly, no YouTubers have played it, like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, even though they both played 1 and 2. So I haven't seen anything about the new one. I have seen some stuff about both of these, but because of the fact that it is a choice-based game, I don't think it really matters whether or not I've already seen it, because it is different every time. But, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Chapter 1, 2002, Senior Year of High School. And we'll just do my actual username, and then we'll do my first name as that. And then, honestly, I think I'm going to go with Blink-182, just because of the fact that I like a couple of their songs. I haven't listened to a whole lot of them, but I do know them. Hello. Hi, I like your new buddy icon. Blink-182 is great. So what's up? Give me a second. Is there a way I can go into options and turn that down? Because that is very loud. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. What's up? The ceiling. What are you up to? I'm so fucking funny. Lol, nothing really, just listening to music. Do you like Coldplay? Yeah, totally. I actually do like Coldplay. The music, the last album was really good. It really was. I'm so glad you like them. They're my favorite. Their lyrics are in my info. Are you going to Travis's party tonight? Hold on, let's see the lyrics. We live in a beautiful world. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. I don't recognize that one. It's been a long time since I actually heard something from Coldplay other than Viva La Vida, because that one just gets played to death. But yeah, it's been so long since I actually listened to any of the music. I need to actually brush up on their songs. Also, it says, why fear death just because you know the song will end? Is that any reason not to listen? Oh, that should have been a period, okay. But, it's a pretty interesting quote. Depends on if you're going. And, so you can actually, you have to type, which I don't know if you can hear that through the microphone on the computer. But you have to type to get the words to pop up on the screen. And you can't backspace. Like, no matter what key you push, it's going to progress. So the me in the game just tried to do a winky face and then canceled it. Depends on if you're going. Well, I am, so you should go. It's crazy that we're already having end of school parties. I can't wait for school to be over. Same here. I am so over this school. Like, you know Brad from our math class? He won't stop messaging me right now. What's he saying? That he wants to talk or something? I'm not really paying attention. Oh man, just one more month to go to one more month to graduation. We're so old. It's kind of weird. Did you pick a school yet? I didn't get accepted into I didn't get accepted into my Reach school, so I'm just going to one of the others. But that's okay. Think anything's better than high school. Where are you gonna go? None of these are schools I would go to. I guess an engineering school, just because it's probably the closest one what I actually want to do. I'm not sure what kind of engineering I want to do, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. That's awesome. You've always been super smart. I'm sure you'll do really well. Oh, she's deleting something. Interesting. Even though we're going to different schools, do you promise you'll be there for me? Absolutely. Nothing could ever keep me from talking to you. You're one of my best friends. About to say my best friend, but nope. Apparently not. And you're one of mine too. You always will be, Clint. Oh wow, it's getting late. I hope Julie gets here soon so we can head to the party. Are you leaving soon? Yeah, as soon as Julie gets here, then we're both heading to Trav's party. If you're coming too, you should probably leave soon. Will I see you there? Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Awesome, I'm going to go get ready and wait for Julie. Hopefully Brad stops messaging me once I put up my away message. See you soon. See ya. Then Emily is away. And, oh, I guess it's actually a lot shorter than I thought it was. Okay, maybe I'll do it all in one video. Depends. If not, I'll try to split it up. Give me 1 second here. Okay, yeah, so I just realized that I'm only like 7 minutes into the video. Or to the recording anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through... I'm probably going to go through the whole game. I mean, it's pretty short, apparently. Because I think there's only 5 chapters. So we got The Matrix, Finding Nemo, Pirates of the Caribbean, Kill Bill, 50 Cent, Linkin Park, which I'm probably end up picking, Britney Spears, and I'm not actually sure what this one is. So yeah, I'm going to probably go with Linkin Park. Clint, hey. I like your new icon. Linkin Park's awesome. Hell yeah. What you doing? I'm just doing some homework and listening to music. You? Video games. Just playing this video game. What music are you listening to? Snow Patrol. They just came out with their new album, Final Straw. Have you heard it? Yes, that's a great album. I don't know about that specific album, but most of the music is actually really good, though. You always know the best music. What's your favorite song off? Okay, see, I haven't actually listened to either of those 3. But I do know that they have really good music. Okay, so literally the only song on that album is Run. Because it doesn't look like the anthem's on there. And then there's one about clocks, but it's not called Clocks. So I'm just going to say Run. Run's my favorite song on the album. I really like Run, too. My favorite is definitely Spitting Games, though. So how are you liking engineering school? It's hard. I always have a lot of work, but at least I'm learning a lot. Well, that's good, at least. My classes have all just been boring freshman stuff. You got any plans tonight? Yeah, I have to go to the library and a few massive group project due tomorrow. Oh no, why did you wait until the last minute? It was just assigned. It's from my honors class, it was just assigned yesterday. Do you have plans tonight? Nope, Brad has band practice, so I'm just hanging out in my dorm. Brad who? Brad, he's my boyfriend. You remember him from high school, right? We've been dating for a couple months now. Oh, good. How did you two get together? Or how did you two get together? It deletes anyway, right? Well, remember that grad party we went to last year? When I was away, Brad sent me a ton of messages about how he felt. At first I thought it was really weird, but after a while I realized it was kind of brave. We started talking again over the summer and realized we were going to the same school. Once we got there, we just kind of hit it off. So what's he like? Well, he's smart and funny and he understands me. Sometimes he can be a jerk, but when it's good, it's really good. Is Brad ever mean to you? That's an important one. He can get pretty nasty when we argue, but that's it. We're both very stubborn people, so we can go back and forth a lot. But like I said, when things are good, they're really good. Okay, I think I remember either Mark or Jack had picked "You Deserve Better," but then I think the player, the end game character, basically ends up deleting it and did something else entirely. I can't remember, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Emily, you deserve better than that. Okay, no, it doesn't change. Okay. I think at one point it does though. I think you're blowing it out of proportion. He's not abusive or anything. Okay, well, let's think about it this way. If he's basically if he's getting nasty when you guys argue, that's still abusive, because that's still emotional abuse. So he's clearly abusive. See, and now I think this is where it changes. If you try to say I wouldn't treat you like that, that's where he changes it. So I'm just gonna say I just really care about you. Okay then. Okay, just know there are people who really care about you. Listen, I think we're fine. I don't want to talk about this anymore. See, and then this is when you should go ahead and drop it. I'm sorry, I just want you to be happy. Because you could keep talking about it, but it's just going to make her upset. But I am happy, I promise. Oh wow, it's getting late. You need to go meet your group, don't you? I can stay. I can stay. Haha, that's very nice of you, but I don't want you to miss anything. I'll talk to you later. See ya. Okay, then we move on to chapter 3. 2004, sophomore year, college. Ooh. Oh, that's a difficult one. We could either go with Green Day, which I actually do love Green Day, or we can go with Saw, which is one of my favorite horror franchises. I even have the first 8 movies on DVD. The first 7 of them being unrated. Ooh. Oh, that's a tough one. Let's just go with Green Day. Hey, Clint. Emily, hey. How's life? I feel like we haven't talked in a while. It's whatever. How's yours? It's fine. Got any plans this weekend? Just hanging out with my friend Emma. Don't know why you had to bring up a female, but specifically, but okay. That sounds like fun. Who's Emma? Oh, I guess to be fair, me and Emily aren't a thing. I think that's one of the paths you can go down, and that's kind of the whole point of this game. But doesn't matter. Well, because we don't know anything about Emma, so I'm not gonna say a girl I like. Us personally, as like the audience and the player, we don't know who Emma is really, so we'll just say a friend. Oh, she's one of my friends. Which we already said, but okay. Oh, cool. I don't think I've heard you talk about her before. How did you two meet? Just in one of my classes. She's an engineering student, just like me. So what's she like? She's hot. Oh, she's so hot. She's so funny. She always makes me laugh. Wow, Clint, sounds like things are going really well. That's just so great. So how's everything? Everything kind of sucks. Oh. Me and Brad broke up last week. You could just say good riddance. Oh, Emily, I'm so sorry. How are you? I'm okay. It's just been really weird since. Me and him had the same group of friends, so things are messy. I just feel really alone, you know? Well, you know I'm here for you. I know, and thank you for that. I just feel really abandoned. Why did you break up? I guess we just kind of grew apart. I feel like Brad changed a lot over the summer. And things were just different when we got back. Oh man, now I'm starting to cry. He's not worth it, you're an amazing person. Seriously, people like him just aren't worth the tears. I mean, it's like, I know that you can't really control a lot of that, but really these people just aren't worth the tears. People who treat you like crap or make you feel like you're worthless or whatever, these people just don't really deserve the tears that you end up shedding. Which is why you should always have friends who support you no matter what, because of situations like this. Thanks. I'm sorry for being such a mess. It's okay, Em. I'll always be here for you. Thank you. It's been nice. Oh, it's nice to be able to talk about this. I haven't really had the chance to vent yet. I know you do the same for me. I want to ask you something, but I'm afraid you'll hate me after. Promise me you won't hate me? I could never hate you. At Travis's party senior year, remember how we got bored and went for that walk? We sat at that playground for a bit, and we just laid there and looked at the stars. That's just romantic as fuck. Well, why didn't you kiss me? There you go. You don't want to say the first one, because just saying I don't know is like the dumb, lazy answer. 2 or 3 are more valid. Because you might not want to screw up the friendship by doing something like that. Me personally, I wouldn't ever let a friendship get awkward if I was friends with a girl and I kissed her, or we just kissed her or whatever. I wouldn't let the relationship get ruined because of that. I wouldn't let the friendship get destroyed because of a failed relationship. Because, for one thing, I wouldn't treat a girl like crap to the point where she wouldn't ever want to talk to me again. But if we just realized that we didn't work as a couple, then we would just break up and stay friends. That's the kind of person I am. If they're not that kind of person, then, that's up to them. But I wouldn't ever personally let a friendship get ruined because of a failed relationship. Even if it never started. If we just kissed and then just like, oh, well, nope, now I have no feelings for you. That's fine as long as we stay friends. But, yeah, I'm probably going to be like, I'm going to say number 3. I didn't know you felt that way. I've just always wondered how things would be if you did. I don't know. It's kind of stupid, I guess. See, now, 3 is technically correct and incorrect, because you should always tell somebody how you feel, but at the same time, not everybody is going to have the kind of courage that you need to admit your feelings. So, I don't know if I go with 3. Saying 2 is just, there's no point, because it's just, there's no real point, because it's in the past now. You could say I've wondered that too. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with 3. You should have told me. Hey, I have an idea. Maybe I could come visit this weekend. Right after everything we just talked about, you want to come visit. I could really use some time away from the school. And we always said we would visit each other. What do you think? Okay, see, well, it's not a good idea because now my guy would just be a rebound because she's only been broken up from her boyfriend for a week. But I don't want to also say that we're in the friend zone. Like, I don't want to friend zone her because that's the whole point. It's like we're trying to enter a relationship. I think I'm going to say 2. Because at that point, I wouldn't basically put her in the friend zone permanently. It's just like a temporary thing because, again, rebound relationships never work. Because you break up with somebody, like a week later you get with somebody else, especially if it's a friend, you're going to end up both getting messed up. Because you're both going to end up hurt. And then, because the person who just got out of a relationship is just desperate for that attention. Even if they don't realize it, they're just desperate for that attention, so they go looking for somebody else, and then they realize, why did I even do this? This was a mistake. So then the other person feels like they weren't good enough, yada yada yada. So, yeah, I'm just going to say, as long as it's just as friends, establish boundaries. Oh, of course, I'm not looking for anything like that. Oh, what about your plans with Emma? I'll talk to her about it. You always gotta be honest. Okay, I just don't want to mess things up. There's nothing to mess up, but okay. What do you want to do this weekend? Let's see. Let's do some stuff around campus. Just whatever around campus. Sounds good to me. Should I bring my alcohol? Even if it's just as friends, you don't want to get drunk, because then you're going to do something stupid. So just say, no, we don't need any. Okay, I'm so excited to finally come and visit. Oh shit, I actually have to run. But I'll see you this weekend, okay? See you soon. Bye. And then chapter 4. 2005 junior year of college. I don't recognize. Well, I mean, I do actually recognize this one because when I watched Jack's video, I think picked this one because he's a fan of System of a Down, which is who that is. But I don't recognize the other 3 necessarily. But then, of course, you have Sin City here, Batman Begins, V for Vendetta, and Wedding Crashers. I'm probably gonna go with Batman Begins because that was like. If I'm being totally honest, that was probably my favorite of the Dark Knight trilogy. I mean, Dark Knight was really good, but Batman Begins was probably my favorite one. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick that one. Hey. Hey. I know it's been a while since we last talked. That's okay. I've just been going through a lot lately. Is everything okay? Yeah, everything is fine. So listen, I was hoping we could talk about things. Of course. What's up? I just feel like things are weird between us. Have you felt like that? I don't think so. I think it's because of last year. Things have been weird since I came to visit. And shit happened anyway, didn't it? Clint, please be honest with me. Did you have feelings for me when I visited? Yeah. Yeah, I really liked you. Then why didn't anything happen between us? That wasn't a good time. I didn't want to mess things up. You should have made... Ooh, no. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just had a lot of feelings for you. And I felt like our lives finally lined up. But again, though, you were trying to use me as a rebound. That was not going to end well. Did you regret coming... Do you regret coming to visit? No, I don't regret it. I just feel like if we ever had a time, it was then. It just made me feel differently. Differently in a bad way? No, not bad, just different. I don't know. Are we still friends? Yeah, at least I think so. I'm sorry, things are just really weird for me right now. But thank you for talking to me about it all. We can talk anytime. So how is school and everything going? It's alright. Just the same old, same old. So how's your friend, Mike? He's okay. He's been more serious about school and stuff lately, though. Yeah, it sucks when people change. What about your other friend, Emma? We hang out sometimes. We still hang out sometimes. Is she just a friend, or... She's just a friend. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I don't think I can do this right now. something wrong? No, talking is just kind of hard. I've got to go soon anyways. We'll talk again later? Yeah, of course. See ya. Damn. Yeah, see, that's kind of the catch-22 about stuff like that for me. Like, if I ever had a girl that I liked tell me that she liked me and she wanted to, come visit and hang out, and she had just broken up with her, then, I guess, ex-boyfriend at that point, I wouldn't want to try to act on anything because I would then be a rebound. And like I said, those never work. Like, if I want something to happen, I want it to happen because she genuinely has feelings for me and not because she's desperate for attention because she just had a huge breakup and is now lonely. Not to say that them being desperate is a bad thing. It just leads to bad things in that kind of a situation. And I don't know, I would absolutely want to in that situation, but in the back of my mind, I know that if I do that, it is not going to end well. Nothing will then ever happen with us that I would actually want it to. Like, we would never actually get anywhere. We would either not be friends anymore, or nothing would ever actually happen relationship-wise between us again. It would just, you're going to be permanently in the friend zone, no matter what. So, yeah, that's my logic with that kind of stuff. Just hooking up after somebody just broke up with somebody else, like that just doesn't work. 2006, senior year of college. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these. You got 300, Borat, Cars, and High School Musical. Well, the only movie of these four I've seen is Cars, and I don't know what any of these are, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick Cars. Hey. Hey, Clint. How are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm alright. Oh, good. How's school and everything? Everything's been really good. So, do you have any plans this weekend? Not really. I think me and Brad might go to a concert or something. Oh, Lord. Oh, I don't know if you knew me and him got back together. Even after that awful breakup. Well, it was so awful because we cared for each other so much. Okay. How's your friend Emma doing? Well, she started dating Mike, so now I barely see her. Oof. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay, I have other friends in this situation. I really don't. Well, college is almost over anyways. It flew by, don't you think? Well, I mean, first, I have actually one other friend, but other than that, that's about it. Yeah, it really did. Crazy to think we're almost like real adults. Do you miss high school at all? Not really. I'd rather not think about the past, though. Sorry. I'm just tired of reliving memories. So, do you have any plans for graduation? Oh, no, not really. I know my family is coming up and stuff. What are you doing this summer? Just hang out here with Brad and try to find a job. But this is such a one-sided conversation, though, because she's not even, like, asking me about anything. I'm just asking her stuff, and she's just answering. How's your week been going? It's been alright. Pretty busy. Ooh. Could I see you this summer? Really? Are you doing homework? Jesus Christ. Yeah, just some stuff due tomorrow. Do you ever miss that? How our class... Come on! Grow a fucking pair of balls. They're good. Same old, same old. Do you... Come on! Find any good music lately? Not really, just listening to old stuff. Will we ever be the way we were watching? Oh my god, come on! No, not really. Is this if... How's the... Oh my god! Okay, I think I'm going to go. Goodbye. Okay, bye. Now I'm away. I forgot how much of a downer that ending is, because I think that's really the only way it can end, because I've tried to look it up before and see if there were any other possible endings, but everybody's always saying it only ends the one way. But, you know, that kind of situation just sucks when you grow apart from a friend. It, especially when they're a really good, close friend. And then it's like for me, I keep growing, like, close and far apart and close and far apart and close and far apart with my best friend. Like, we just kind of go back and forth sometimes. Like, it's... And so every time that happens, I just get worried that I'm going to lose another friend. Because since I was in, like, 3rd grade, like, from 3rd grade to now, at, like, 21 and, like, what is it now, like a little over 21 and a half, I have had, like, over, I want to say 150 friends or acquaintances, and every single one of them is no longer in my life. There is not a single person that I knew from school that I am friends with now. And it's kind of been hard on me to then try to make new friends, because every time I want to make a new friend, I'm like, okay, well, they're just going to leave me like everybody else did. And then sometimes, well, I shouldn't even say sometimes, every time it's actually true. Because they then feel like I'm dragging them down, so then they just want to leave because they don't want to deal with my, they don't want to deal with my shit. But then it just kind of becomes this whole vicious cycle of, oh, well, they left, I have this new friend now, they're gonna leave. Oh, they left, I have this new friend now, they're gonna leave. And it just kind of keeps going. And before that even started, it's just that I don't know what it was with me that people didn't seem to really like, to the point where they just didn't want to hang out anymore. So I mean, like, as I got older, a lot of them just kind of started their own lives already. Like, my one friend from school, who I'm not going to name by name, like, I'm not going to give out his name, basically, but he got a job at the local movie theater, and then I don't remember if he even had an actual cell phone, so he only ever got to talk to me, like, on Facebook when he got home and was able to use his computer. So we barely talked much, and then he'd already graduated, I think. I was still in school, because with the autism I learned a little slower. So, well, it's not like I'm slow, it's just that it either takes me a lot of time and practice to learn something, or I get it instantly. I don't know why, it's just kind of how I am. But, I know why, it's because of the autism, but I don't know what about the autism does that. But the point is, he and I grew apart, and now I haven't talked to him, and I think, like, I haven't talked to him since Avengers Endgame came out, because I remember actually going to the theater that he worked at to see it, opening night, and I actually went with a bunch of people from my school, like my old principal, because he actually had quit at that point, but he was still in touch with a lot of the teachers and students from the school, so we all went to go see the movie together, and my friend was working that night, and I had actually borrowed his box set of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I hadn't had the chance to return it to him, so that was the time I took to return it to him. But yeah, that was the last time I'd ever actually talked to him, was me handing him that box for Avatar, and then I think I talked to him a little bit after the movie ended, but I literally haven't I haven't talked to him since. So there's that, and then one other friend, who was actually a female, that I kind of had a crush on, I haven't talked to her since like January of 2020, and before that, it had been like I think 3 months since the last time I'd actually talked to her. Because I last talked to her like I think before we ended up moving to a completely different state. So yeah, so now she's not in my life anymore. But the point is, like, a lot of that isn't, like, some of the time it isn't because of the fact that I feel like people are going to abandon me that causes me to lose friends, but it's a lot of the time. Like, a lot of the time that's definitely like, at least one of the reasons. The main reason for a lot of them is because life happens. You know, they get a job, they go off to college, they, you know, get in relationships that they're, you know, really invested in and actually are trying to put an effort into. And, I mean, it's hard. And it's actually because of how many times it's happened, it's hard for me to try to move on and, you know, get over it. But at the same time, I do my best to try to do that and kind of, like, get rid of that part of the depression so that way I don't lose more friends. But it just kind of happens sometimes, too. So, I don't know. But yeah, no, this ending is kind of... It's kind of... I'm trying to think of the word for it. Shit, I lost it. But like, it's kind of a realistic ending, though. That wasn't the word I was thinking of, but it is a realistic kind of ending where a lot of times that's kind of what happens is you are really close with somebody and you talk all the time, and then suddenly it's just one-way conversations where you're asking them questions, they only give the answers and don't ask the same question back, or like you say, how are you doing? And then they'll say, I'm doing all right, but they don't ask you how you're doing. You know, like they don't ask the question in return. It's not... Because everybody's always saying that conversations are like a tennis match where, you know, you say or ask something and you serve the ball to the other person and then they respond to it in a way that allows you to actually serve it back. But when you ask somebody a question, they give you an answer, they're not really serving the ball back, they're just kind of holding on to it. And then when you ask a question, it's like they threw the ball back. They didn't even knock it back with the racket, they just kind of threw it back to you to serve it up again. So, that's kind of just a realistic ending where sometimes that will happen. But it's not like it's anything to necessarily get completely upset over. It's just it's an inevitability of life. You're gonna have people that you're really close to and you grow away from. And it doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad person. It doesn't mean they're not a true friend. It just means that you weren't necessarily, I guess, meant to be friends forever. You were just meant to be temporary friends. It's those friends that you will have for years and years and years that are the most important. That's why I'm also trying to keep the one friendship that I have, because I've had this friendship with my best friend for almost 3 years now. And it's actually the longest I've ever gone with a single friend, actually having them in my life. I mean, because like, I've had friends come and go and come and go and come and go. Like the same friends. Like, one friend I'd been in contact with for, from 3rd grade to, I want to say 5th grade. Because then he had moved, 3 cities away, and he was, I think, a 2-hour drive away from me. So, we didn't really talk much after that. Plus, we didn't have Facebook back then. I mean, well, we did, but kids didn't typically have Facebook. Because parents were so overly cautious, which is fair, but they were so overly cautious about their kids being on Facebook that they didn't let their kids have Facebook. And a bunch of kids in my classes actually did have Facebook. And I'm like, hey mom, can I have a Facebook? She's like, no. So I didn't really get to talk to that friend for a long time. And then I finally got back in touch with him. And then we were friends again for about maybe another year and a half. But that doesn't necessarily make it 2.5 years. That just makes it, we were friends for a year, then we weren't friends, then we were friends for a year and a half, then we weren't friends, and then we were friends for about another 2 years down the line somewhere. I couldn't tell you the specific gap, but we were friends for about 2 years somewhere down the line, and then we barely talked. And I think last time I talked to him was probably in the summer of 2019, maybe, and maybe spring of 2019. I'm not sure, but yeah, I haven't talked to him in a very long time either. But this friend that I have now, we have been friends for a consistent straight almost 3 years. So this is the longest I've ever gone with a single friend that hasn't been broken up by long periods of time. And so I'm trying to keep this relationship intact, or this friendship intact, and it's hard sometimes because the one thing we're so far apart because we've been on Xbox and we live like literally 1,000 miles away from each other, and they're also they're 17 and I'm 21, so it's kind of hard to. I mean, at times it's hard to be friends with them because while I'm mentally like 16 or 17 because of the autism, I still have the basic training of adult social skills to where it's like, well, this is how you should be doing it. This is what a responsible person would do. This is what a grown-up would do or an adult would do, whatever. And because they're 17, they're kind of like, well, I mean, I'm still a teenager, don't treat me like an adult. And I'm like, well, that's fair, but you still kind of gotta prepare for adulthood, and that's what I'm trying to get you to realize. And then it starts this whole big argument about how, I'm controlling and whatnot, and it's like, I'm not trying to be controlling. It's literally just that I just want them to be ready for the real world. I want them to be ready for adulthood, and I don't want to see them get hurt. Because they have been hurt a lot. And I'm trying to help them realize, hey, if you don't want to be hurt, this is what you need to do. And then when they say that I'm being controlling or that I'm treating them like an adult when they're not an adult, and how it makes me feel like a bad friend, basically. And then I talked to somebody else about it, and they're like, well, you're not a bad friend, you just care a lot about them. And you don't need to be bringing yourself down for that. And I can't help that sometimes. Because I do care about them a lot. I do want them to be happy. But at the same time, I feel like if I tried to do that, I end up being the bad guy. And I don't want to be the bad guy. I want to be the guy that they can confide in. I want to be the guy that they can trust with their problems. I want to be the guy there that they can. I want to be the guy that can be there for them to lean their head on my shoulders and just sit there and cry, even though we're 1,000 miles away. But you get the point, though. It's like I just want to be the guy who's there for them no matter what. And when I feel like not only is my advice getting ignored, but then when I feel like they're mad at me for trying to help, I just feel like I'm a total asshole. And that doesn't even make them a bad friend. I just don't think they realize what it's doing. Even when I explain it, I don't think I explain it good enough. And that's not like it's trying to, say something about their intelligence level, because they're actually a very smart person. In fact, they're smarter than they give themselves credit for. It's just, I don't think I'm good enough at explaining things. And it's because of that I feel like I may end up losing this friend. No matter how much they say that they're going to stick around, I feel like I'm somewhere down the line, I'm going to do something that screws everything up. And it hurts to even imagine it, And this is also the same friend who kind of broke me when I was playing, well, not they didn't do it, but like when I was playing Doki Doki, and I had kind of projected my best friend onto Sayori, and then the thing happened in that I'm not going to spoil here in case you haven't already watched it, or watched somebody else play it, but when the thing that happens in that game happens, it broke me because it it made me feel like I had lost my best friend, even though I didn't, because Sayori isn't really my best friend. But I had projected my best friend onto her, so I just felt broken. And it had actually damaged our real life relationship friendship, because I then tried to text them about it, and they had automatically assumed that I was upset because they were barely talking to me and that we weren't hanging out, which that in the moment was fine, because they've been on vacation for the last week as of recording this. They've been on vacation for a week now, and this was at the start of that week when this happened, and they thought that I was just being needy and clingy and not wanting to let them be happy and hang out with their family on their vacation. And that wasn't it. That was not the reason I was upset. And I even told them, hey, if you go and watch these videos up until this point at least, you'll understand what the problem is. And they wouldn't listen. They just automatically went to me being clingy and needy and selfish and not wanting to let them do them. And it hurt. And I mean, we barely spoke in the last week. I mean, it's gotten better the last couple of days, but we've barely spoken all week because of that. And it hurts so much that something that wasn't even my fault, something that wasn't even their fault, literally drove that rift between us. Because, I mean, yeah, I can come across as clingy or needy, but it's because of that past 150 friends who have left for various reasons that I get like that. And it's because of the arguments that me and my best friend have nowadays that make me feel like they're gonna leave. It's not that I want to be needy or clingy, it's just that I kind of inherently am now because of the things that I've been through. Not that it's like anything, worse than a lot of other things. It's just, in my life, in the experiences that I've faced, the two worst things that have ever happened to me were my dad passing away, and then losing 150 friends from 2nd or 3rd grade onward. It hurts a lot, especially when some of those friends, most of those friends were girls, and some of them, about 50-ish of them, I had either a tiny crush on or a major crush on, and they had either ignored me or I either hadn't revealed I hadn't either told them what my feelings were for them, and they just kind of ignored me, or I did admit my feelings for them, and they said, I see you like a friend, or like a brother, which is even worse. And every single time that happened, it broke me a little more. Because as much as I want to be a good friend, I don't just want to be a girl's friend. At some point, I want somebody to be my girlfriend. And because the thing is, you can still be a friend and be in a relationship with somebody. I mean, if you've seen the show Friends all the way through, you know that best friends and regular friends can actually still be in a relationship, successfully in a relationship. So I don't see what the difference is between friend and boyfriend or girlfriend, because you're just tacking on the boy or girl to the word friend, and it becomes a relationship. But you don't just drop the friend part. You're still gonna be friends. It's just now you're dating each other now as well. So I don't see how that's any different. Like, overall, I mean, the only thing that gets added is more romantic stuff, more flirting, some kissing, depending on who you are, having sex. Stuff like that. Eventually marriage, depending on the couple. Eventually kids, stuff like that. But you don't ever, if you're really marrying, or if you're really in a relationship with somebody that is great for you, as a perfect match for you, you will always feel like you're with your best friend. Always. And that's kind of what I think this is showing. It's like, these two, the player and Emily, they are really close friends, but because they drifted apart, you can kind of in hindsight, you have that hindsight of like, okay, well, they would have never actually been a good couple because they had kind of lost that. Like, they drifted apart from each other, and because of that, there was basically no way they were going to get in a relationship. And even if they had, it wouldn't have worked out because they had drifted away as friends. If you don't drift away as friends, if you're as close as you ever could be, or you keep getting even closer, that's the sign, in my eyes, that you could be in a really good, happy relationship with this person, even for the rest of your life. You know? But I've never actually had that. Until fairly recently, but I don't want to go into specific detail over that. The point is, there was a quote from even How I Met Your Mother, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but basically it was saying that when you find the right person in your life, you'll know it, because they'll be your best friend, your soulmate. You make each other happy, and no one and nothing else could compare. And that's basically, I think I almost got that word for word, actually. But the thing there is that's literally what a relationship should be. You shouldn't just date somebody that you barely know. You shouldn't date somebody who treats you like garbage. You should date somebody who is always there for you, treats you like your royalty, or even a god or goddess, basically. Just treat you with treat you like you were the most important person in the universe. And you should date somebody who is your best friend. You shouldn't date somebody and then say, they're my best friend now. You should date somebody who you already see as your best friend. Because that's how you find real happiness. Even if you have a best friend and you don't have any real, romantic connection with them, that's fine. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bad person or they're not going to be a good friend. It just means you don't have that kind of connection. But you shouldn't just date somebody to date them. You should be dating somebody who is your best friend. You should date somebody who you could see spending the rest of your life with. Somebody you could see have getting married, starting a family with, living a happy, fulfilled life with. And if you cannot see that with the person that you're considering dating, don't date them. That's just the way I see it. If you cannot see a future with the person, don't start dating them. If you're in a relationship and you don't see a future in reality, like not just some kind of fantasy you've cooked up in your mind, if you take what's in front of you and you see no future with what is in front of you, end the relationship. Even if they're not a bad person, if they're still a really good person, but you don't see a future with this person as a relationship, just break up with them. Just tell them exactly why. Say you don't feel like you're a good enough match as a couple, but you should stay friends. It might hurt them. It might even put a rift in the friendship for a while, but if they're going to be a true friend, they will still stay. So I could honestly go on, and I might save some of this for Emily as a way too, because I've gone on for a while at this point. But, in fact, I think this is probably half the video at this point now. But, just try to, be good people, basically. Be good to each other. Find somebody who treats you with respect and genuine love. And don't let any kind of physical feelings blind you. Don't let any kind of fake love blind you. Because that's how you get hurt. It's like I just explained to my other friend. If you go swimming and you're going to go jump off the diving board, you don't jump unless you know there's water in the pool. Because if there's no water in that pool, you're just going to end up trying to go for a dive and you're just going to break your neck on the bottom of the pool. So if you see the relationship as an empty pool, or if you see the person that you're considering going out with as an empty pool, don't start a relationship with them. Especially if it's an ex that treated you bad in the past. If you break up with somebody and then consider going back with them, look at it as if they're a pool. If there's actually water in the pool, which would basically be them, being a better person than they used to be, treating you with more decency and respect, not keeping secrets, not lying to you, then there is at least some water in the pool. That doesn't mean jump, though, because that pool has to be full for you to want to jump, is the thing. Because even if it's shallow water, you still don't jump because you're going to still hit the bottom of the pool with so much force you're going to break your neck. So you want that pool to be full. So, but if obviously if it's completely empty, you definitely don't jump in. You know, if they're just the same as they used to be, if they're still lying, cheating, manipulating, being disrespectful, you don't jump. You know, you don't jump into the pool because it's empty. You're going to get hurt. So just take that and do what you will with it. Hopefully you will all make the right decisions. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys for Emily is Away 2. Until next time.